Hey guys, Urban Combat Survivor here again. I'm sorry I haven't done any videos. As you can see, the background's still different. I'm still at my brother's place. So I'll be back to Philly in the next day or so, and should be able to continue the videos I was planning on doing. I want to do a video real quick here about another video about talking to people. You know, there's a lot of people out there that like to live in a comfort zone, and if you try to present the possibility that something is going to go possibly wrong, they kind of bristle at that and lash out, or they dismiss you. This is kind of an inevitability if you're the person that's going to take that risk and be the one to talk. Let me give you some examples. Maybe that'll help make this more clear what I'm talking about here. My brother was saying he'd gone to work, and you know, he's been trying to feel folks out because he's relatively new in the area he's living in now, and he doesn't really know people up here, and he's trying to establish those networks with like-minded people. And he thought, you know, some of the guys he works with are pretty cool, so maybe he'll send some feelers out that way. And now there's kind of a bit of a joke, and he's not an overstated kind of guy, so you know, I believe him when he says he didn't go in there going over the edge with anything. Just little comments. Things like worrying about the stuff that's going on the border, and worrying about the economy, and thinking it's probably a good idea to have some food put away because you never know what the hell's going to happen. And so now there's a bit of a joke going around. I don't think it's mean-spirited, but you know, that's something that makes him a little uncomfortable. And today I had a situation where something kind of similar, or at least along the same vein, happened. I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone, and she started telling me about an article she'd read in Slate magazine, where they have like a Dear Prudence, it's kind of like a Dear Abby advice column kind of thing. And she was telling me that someone wrote in and said his wife, all of a sudden, in the past year or two, funny how a lot of people in the last year or two have come to this, but that's not the point. The point is, she was telling me that the article someone had written in about their wife who decided they need to put food and ammo up, and was asking advice on what to do about this. And of course, Dear Prudence said she needs help. And then, you know, I started hearing about, you know, people like paranoid schizophrenics, how they often think that like the television is talking to them, or the world is going to end, or there's secret messages on the radio, or other wacky stuff like this. And you know, this is someone that now I've been a little more candid with her than I have been with most people, because I love her, and the point there is supposed to be you're able to be a little more open about your concerns. And the result there was she has put just a little bit of stuff up, and largely I believe it's just to shut me up, because I talked to her a few times about it, and I told her my concerns, and basically the whole approach is it costs you nothing. So, but the end result there is that, you know, every one of us that's going to start talking about these kinds of things, people are going to start dismissing you as a crazy person, a paranoid schizophrenic, someone who's delusional in some way or another, someone who is just nervous and frightened and ignorant, someone who's some religious nut, and you know, I consider the things that other people say, and I sit and I think about them, and you know, I think that everyone's opinion, who is worth talking to anyway, has some merit. So, you know, I sit and I really consider things, and what I come back with is what I really think is people are afraid to leave their comfort zones in their own heads. People like to believe that everything is going to be okay, and look, that's a healthy thing. We can't go through life being upset and worried all the time. But I worry that people that are too entrenched in that aren't going to be ready for anything. I look at it like this. Let's say you have a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old toddling around your place, and you know, you have a flight of stairs, and you go out and you buy one of those little cages, you know, those little cages that stretch across the stairs that stops your kid from falling down the stairs. That's just a precautionary measure. It doesn't make you paranoid. It doesn't make you obsessive. It doesn't make you crazy. It doesn't make you, you know, it doesn't make you anything but someone who saw the potential for a problem, i.e. your child might fall down those stairs, and you put a gate up. That's exactly the angle that I come at this whole thing from. I know that there are some, you know, really hardcore survival guys out there that have been doing this for 20 years. They're going to live their whole life like this, and that's just what they believe. I'm not one of those. To me, what I'm doing right now is the equivalent of putting a baby gate across the stairs so that my kid doesn't fall down. You know, there's a million cliche sayings out there, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, etc., that tell you to be ready for things. You know, there are organizations like Boy Scouts that their whole motto is be prepared, you know? So, so if you're feeling maybe a little isolated, maybe a little crazy, I think that's just the price to pay, because anyone who thinks outside at all of the absolute dictated mainstream, people are going to try to find some label to stick on you. They're going to try to find some way to dismiss you, because they're afraid that if you're right, oh shit, here it comes. I think people have an inability to look at problems and then work towards solutions without the panic process in the middle. So I think there's plenty of people that are dismissing people that are talking about this just because they don't want to face it. I think there are others that just don't see it, you know? I mean, anyone who's looking at what's going on economically, you know, the latest economic disaster that's going on, now the commercial real estate industry has just basically taken a crap. So you have gigantic corporations that are defaulting on properties that they bought. They just let them go because they're not worth what they owe on them, and it's a better business move to walk away and rebuild their credit. Well, that already happened in the residential market. Now it's happening in the commercial market, and the residential market still has never recovered. So, you know, if you think that people who are putting that baby gate across the steps are crazy, I guess nobody can give you any logic that's going to change that for you. And all I can do, and all people like us can do that are like-minded, is hope that those people are okay. Because you can't force anyone, you can't force people to be cautionary. You can't force people to put a baby gate up. You can't force people to keep their child in a car seat. And you can't force people to be smart and put enough food away to last them. I mean, in case they lose their job or they get sick or something happens, even on a bigger scale than a natural disaster, a hurricane, an earthquake, whatever. You know, I mean, today, all over the news is a hurricane and an earthquake. There was a 7.0 earthquake in New Zealand and a hurricane making its way up the East Coast. So, you know, these things happen. It's not like they don't. And being ready, I think, costs you nothing in the long run, except maybe maybe people you care about thinking you're a little nuts. But it is what it is, right? Urban Combat Survivor, signing off.